You guys go determine where you want to live. It might actually go better. Maybe the drama problem in our lives is me. Right now, everybody's in a house. We'd like to be able to move on these things, but we don't have enough money to move on them.
Oh, look at that. It's me again. The walking, talking disaster. The common denominator in at least 15 different problems. Who would have thought? So let's break this down, shall we? We've got the OG3 plus OG13 plus 5 magic vag tenders. The ones that just fix everything. What do they add up to? One limp, noodly, bald-headed, headband-wearing moron, paired with one robe-wearing, cry-browed, confused mess. And as for the Cinderella stepsisters, honestly, their adult choices are such a train wreck that I'm not even sure where to stick them in this equation. But back to the main attraction, his face. Woof. It's like he went in for some fresh work and came out looking like a bloated balloon animal. Too much filler. Maybe. It's a look. And here we go again with the I'm the problem moment. Right, because self-awareness is apparently not on the agenda. This isn't a breakthrough realization. It's just another narcissistic ploy to make himself the center of attention. I mean, I get it. Huge theme parks are a blast, but also, they cost a fortune. It's definitely a once or twice kind of thing for me, but hey, do other people do this too? Or is it just them living the Disney dream 24/7? Oh, can you even believe they left their amazing Las Vegas homes? They were living the dream, and now look at them. I just don't get it. And the kids were actually thriving there too. So selfish, honestly. Do you think Kody has any regrets? Or is he actually happier now that everyone's scattered across different places like a broken family puzzle? I'll bet Kody knew exactly what he was doing when they left Vegas. He and Robyn had been whining about how the family was so spread out, feeling all disconnected before they moved to the cul-de-sac. Oh, they were so glad to be close again, until it became obvious where Kody's time was really going. It wasn't to any of his wives, of course, just Robyn. That's gotta be a coincidence, right? I mean, Christine even noticed Kody was the only one who ever took Robyn's trash bin to the curb. Meanwhile, Christine, Mary, and Janelle had to haul their own bins down like they were actual adults. Maybe Kody felt too monitored by the original 3 wives. But then, who knows? Let's not forget season 18, when they all spilled the beans that Kody was basically living at Robyn's house while everyone else was left to fend for themselves. Classic. Kody only loved Robyn, and he'd do anything to make her happy, even if it meant blowing up the whole family dynamic. They moved to Flagstaff because Robyn wanted to follow her kid Dayon. And Kody, he totally knew how that was going to shake out. He didn't care that the family would be farther apart, feel more disconnected, and, let's be real, start falling apart. He wanted it that way. Robyn was his world, and nothing else mattered. As for the whole Coyote Pass project, yeah, Kody never cared about that. The man didn't prioritize paying off the land, let alone putting in utilities. Janelle even pointed out how Kody and Robyn were spending money, but not on the land. It's like they were happy to let the whole thing sit, untouched. You know what? I honestly think Kody never intended to build there in the first place. And here's the kicker, Kody has absolutely no regrets. He got exactly what he wanted, a monogamous relationship with Robyn. The whole family falling apart? Yeah, not his problem. He orchestrated this mess, and it worked for him. It's almost sad how the rest of them fell for it. I mean, I'd like to think most of us wouldn't have. But, well, not everyone has the benefit of a solid education or the ability to advocate for themselves and their kids. But let's talk about Vegas too. It was perfect for them. And remember, Nevada doesn't have income tax, so they were in a fantastic financial situation there. Moving made 0 sense, financially speaking. But sure, everyone points at Robyn as the reason for the move. Maybe she was part of it. But let's not forget, the Browns had moved before Robyn came into the picture. So what was the real reason behind those earlier moves? Just some food for thought. Oh, I can't believe I'm rewatching the whole show again. and now I feel like I've been duped into the biggest joke. The early interactions between the characters, looking back, they scream red flags. How did I miss this the first time around? I honestly thought Robyn was just a misunderstood part of the whole polygamy thing, and I genuinely believed that if people wanted to live that way, great, let them. Now, I'm just shaking my head. Robyn was clearly manipulative, selfish, and, frankly, had bad intentions from the start. I feel so naive for ever thinking otherwise. I'm not saying polygamy can't work. If it does for some, then fine. But throw two narcissists into the mix, and you can bet it's going to implode. I'm sure this has come up before, but did anyone else completely miss all the glaring red flags? Because I feel ridiculously gullible right now. We were all so easily tricked. Kody? He seemed like a genuinely decent guy, and I thought he was head over heels for Mary. I didn't know he had already melted down the ring she gave him, and that the wives were literally backstabbing each other. And those poor kids? I had no clue they were being neglected. At least Christine had the guts to be upfront about not wanting Kody to marry Robyn from the beginning. All the truth is coming out now, but it took way too long. The worst part is how the show and Kody pushed this narrative about Christine being unreasonable and jealous when, in reality, she was just telling the truth. She wasn't wrong about the imbalance, and she was right to point out that Kody was breaking the very expectations of plural marriage. He was picking favorites, pouring all his time and resources into one wife while leaving the others to fight for scraps. And Mary? She was completely thrown under the bus for wanting even a shred of companionship from him. I hate to say it, but I knew Robyn's entrance was going to ruin everything. Kody was practically falling over himself for her. It wasn't even subtle. It was the classic midlife crisis move, bringing in a younger, prettier new thing when he was already fed up with his wives. The love bombing was off the charts, and the fallout? Well, it destroyed lives. The whole live and let live mentality is fine and all, until these people start having a bunch of kids, and then have to rely on going bankrupt, hitting up welfare, or whatever to support their lifestyle. Polygamy isn't just bad for the kids, it's a mess for society too. There's a reason it's outlawed in most places. I just finished watching that San Francisco episode, and wow, what a convenient shopping trip. So Robyn's friend takes them to these stores. We're surprised the only clothes that fit are Robyn's. How convenient. And then, the piece de resistance, Robyn's reaction when they stumble upon a plus-sized shop. I mean, come on, I genuinely don't think Mary or Christine were plus-sized at that point. So why not just hit up a normal mall or high street? San Francisco has a massive Westfield, for crying out loud. You'd think they could have found something for everyone there. Oh, and let's talk about Solomon still being breastfed at 2 years old, and how he refuses to sleep without Robyn. Totally normal, right? But no, Robyn's reaction to Kody calling the wives, and not calling her first, was just priceless. Her face, she was fuming. Meanwhile, Mary and Janelle were trying to keep it together, being all polite, but let's be real, Kody definitely got the silent treatment when he got home. You know he was punished for that one. And then, things really took a turn with Truly getting sick, and Robyn sending Kody to the wrong hospital. This is when Robyn's true colors really started to show. But seriously, who thought that shopping for clothes with this group would be a good idea? It's like they just wanted to feed into all the negative stereotypes about women. Clearly, they don't shop together regularly, aside from filming, obviously. And honestly, it's hard to believe they do much of anything together. Every time Robyn shops with the OG3, there's this awkward subtext about weight and body image. Maybe it's a product of all of them being married to the same man, creating insecurities and jealousy, but seriously, I can't stand these scenes. They could have been this amazing team in the family structure, but instead, they keep doing activities that just create drama. It became all about weight and size, because production didn't bother to send them to stores that were size inclusive. You've got three women who aren't exactly small, walking into a store that clearly doesn't cater to their sizes. And instead of just turning around and leaving, they're forced to pretend to shop. It's painful to watch. Also, shout out to Kendra, Robyn's friend, who's also a fan of the catfish, apparently. But really, has anyone else wondered if Robyn keeps her kids in her bed for years just to avoid intimacy with Kody? She's treating him like a customer, and honestly, that's gotta be exhausting. As for toddler nursing and co-sleeping, those things are totally normal, anthropologically speaking. So let's not pretend that's the issue here. The real issue? The absolutely awful shop selection. Life in the McMansion must be a real delight. Financial stress? Oh, I'm sure that's a blast. The only money coming in now is their own. And with 5 kids to support, yikes. 2 adult daughters who are basically just permanent residents of their emotional storm cloud. A little one who rules the house, her bedtime decisions, no less. And a mother/wife who's all about shopping but can't be bothered to cook or clean. Oh, and don't forget the hoarding, because that's always a sign of a well-adjusted home, right? Kody seems to be even more temperamental than usual, flying off the handle over anything, or, nothing. I can't imagine how exhausting that must be. It's like no one ever leaves the house unless they're heading to a shopping mall. They love to paint this picture of themselves as the perfect couple, soulmates in every sense, but let's be real, how happy could they possibly be? The public photos never seem to include all of them together, do they? Oh, sure, Kody, the whole world revolves around you, doesn't it? Let's get real here, though. Even if he went to each ex-wife, crawled on his knees, apologized for all the vile, disgusting, cruel stuff he's said and done, it's too late for him to rebuild that trust. I mean, you can accept the apology, sure, but the damage is done. When you publicly humiliated those women, telling the world you never loved them, never found them attractive, and just used them for kicks, it's not exactly surprising that the kids started to figure out what was going on. They saw how you treated their moms, and now they're left with that memory. Good luck earning back their respect, Kody. Heck, even trying to bond with their kids. That's going to be a tough sell. Not that you care, right? You're probably fine with dying old and alone, haunted by the ghosts of the terrible, awful, cruel person you've become. But hey, no big deal. The OG3 are out living it up with their families, but Kody and Robyn? Crickets. Interesting. At least Kody's getting a real education in fatherhood with Robyn. Let's hope Ariella keeps him up every night until she's well into her 20s. He wanted this, right? Well, he got it. He got exactly what he wanted, but it turns out that wasn't exactly what he needed. If my late dad were here, he'd probably say he got the short end of the stick. And Robyn? Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's deep in a depressive state. Seriously, who acts like that unless there's something heavy going on? And what's worse, it looks like she's past her ability to not cope onto her daughters. Meanwhile, Kody's this ball of anger because he finally realizes he's stuck with the biggest downer of the group. And now, thanks to his loyalty and his other wives basically being done with him, he can't escape it. They're all miserable, and it's painfully obvious. Happily ever afters don't hoard and hide, they just don't. We've got so much to dive into today, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel Reality Nexus X. Oh, Kody's house, right? That whole debacle with the idea of building one big house on Coyote Pass, where everyone would get their own wing. I mean, who else remembers that episode? I had to pause when they showed the plans because, get this, Robyn's master suite was huge. Like, bigger than anyone else's by a landslide. Her bathroom had a shower, a tub, double sinks, just the standard luxury spa treatment. Meanwhile, the other wives, their master suites looked like tiny one-bedroom apartments in comparison. I mean, seriously, how did no one call him out on that? Or, did they notice and just decide to pretend it wasn't happening? And can we talk about the money he must have burned to get those professional plans drawn up? Like, what a waste. I can't even imagine the disaster that house could have been. It would have been entertaining as heck to see how that mess played out. But still, I just kept thinking, how did he get away with so much obvious favoritism? I get that Robyn can justify anything, but come on. At what point did the other wives not want to throw down with her? She's over there spinning all this nonsense, and they're just letting it happen. And then there's poor Mary. She's got nothing but a lonely couch to call her own, while Robyn's place looks like it was decorated by an interior designer, complete with the whole feng shui setup. Table, rug, plant. Really? What an absolute jerk move. I mean, Kody even had the nerve to put a giant couch in the shared living room, so the adult kids could crash there and leave, as if that's some grand gesture of family togetherness. Wow, so thoughtful. I can just feel the love. It's clear that all of this wasn't just some oops moment where Robyn ended up with a nicer setup. No, this was intentional. Kody definitely put thought into this. The little details, the way he treated each wife's living space, it speaks volumes. And you know, when you think about it, those little things actually tell you a lot about where his priorities lie. What a mess. Oh, where do I even begin with this hot mess? Let's break it down, shall we? So, Kody's with Robyn while Christine's in labor. Like, seriously, he's not even at the hospital with Christine, who's literally giving birth. She has to call him to come, because apparently he doesn't think it's important enough to be there already. I mean, shouldn't he be the one making sure she's okay instead of treating it like a last-minute afterthought? Ridiculous. And then, when he finally decides to show up, he's all bent out of shape because, oh no, my precious princess needs me, and I have to leave her to go to that woman's labor. What a gem. He's acting like he's the one with a right to whine, and honestly, it makes my blood boil just thinking about it. If there was ever a moment Christine realized she was done with him, this was it. Sure, she spent the next decade trying to hold it together, but the truth is, she was already over it. Now, let's talk about Janelle's and Mary's moments, which should have been at their kids' graduation ceremonies. But no, Kody had to find a way to steal that spotlight too. Classic move. Oh, and then there's the whole courting Robyn during her pregnancy saga. Let's just take a second to appreciate how he plans a big fancy wedding and honeymoon with Robyn, because of course, she gets all the perks, right? Meanwhile, the other wives get nada. Nail in the coffin if I were Christine. I mean, she had postpartum depression after every single child, and this guy brings in a younger wife during and after Truly's birth. How much more obvious can his character flaws be? He's not some lost teenager struggling to leave his girlfriend for a family emergency. He's a grown man acting like a selfish, self-absorbed adolescent. It was honestly outrageous to watch him handle childbirth and the care of his kids like it was some kind of inconvenience. Remember when he disrespected Mary's fertility in front of the doctor, while Christine was in labor with Truly? Classy, right? But wait, it gets better. Fast forward a year or so, and suddenly Kody is there, showing up for the births of Robyn's kids and then Maddie's. But don't get it twisted, he doesn't leave Robyn's side for a second. Nope, not for anything. Meanwhile, Christine's left alone, and then we get the cherry on top. Kody leaving her to go change, and running off to Robyn's house, where they're caught on camera making out. Are you kidding me? He laughs it off like it's no big deal, and there's Christine in labor all alone. Meanwhile, Kody's out there playing the role of the disrespectful teenager in love with his affair wife. He'd never have pulled that stunt with Robyn. No way. And the best part? Robyn's all teary-eyed, begging Kody to stay a little longer, offering him snacks, trying to get him to keep his distance from the other wife he's supposed to be with during this monumental event. It's almost comical. Well, except that it's also super sad and gross. Kody should have been glued to Christine's side the whole time, but instead, he's out there flirty with Robyn like it's a date. That was the moment everything changed, and if anyone had any doubts about his true colors, they should have been gone by then. But hey, if you ask Kody and Robyn, it was all about watching Christine's kids for her, right? Let's not forget that my Keltie spent time living with Robyn too, helping with her kids. It's all very convenient how these things get twisted, but let's not pretend it wasn't all about Kody's little affair disguised as a family arrangement. What a show! So I ran into Christine, David, and Truly at Disneyland on Saturday. I was sitting at a restaurant, minding my own business, when I spotted them strolling by. Naturally, I had to call out to them with my most enthusiastic tone. "I'm so happy for you. You deserve all the best." And of course, Christine, with all the grace of a Disney princess, blew kisses my way, while rocking those Maleficent horns. Because why wouldn't you wear those while casually strolling through the happiest place on earth? I swear, these three spend more time at Disney than I spend in my kitchen. I wouldn't be surprised if they have season passes. Honestly, I bet they do. It's like their second home. Oh, and thanks for not taking a pic, guys. Because nothing says, "We love Disneyland," like avoiding a quick snapshot. The OG3 and their crew seriously live for Disney. Why is everyone ganging up on Mary's new guy? Every article about him is practically casting him as the devil. Meanwhile, David's the golden child. No complaints, just endless praise. It's like people can't stand to see Mary actually having a win for once. Maybe the new guy's actually stable and happy, but who's got time for that narrative, right? Personally, I wouldn't blink if any of the original married squirrels found someone, as long as Butt Boy is out of the picture. His track record was a train wreck, and I don't think Mary was ever that serious about him either. She's probably just having some fun for a change. Background checks are super easy these days, and trust me, people jump at the chance to dig into someone's past the moment they hit any kind of spotlight. Plus, let's not forget Mary's past with being catfished. She might just have a tendency to trust the wrong people. But of course, it's Mary. She's not allowed to date, or be happy, or even breathe without getting side-eyed. She's the mean one. She doesn't deserve compassion or to have someone who makes her laugh and treats her well. Kody made sure everyone saw Mary as the villain long before he ever tried to do the same with Christine. The difference? When Mary got that label, everyone was still buying the fakely story. Meanwhile, Christine, she's practically worshipped because she married the first guy who didn't treat her like dirt. And let's not forget, she built a house with him after knowing him for only 4 months. But Mary, oh, she's stupid for dating someone, not even moving in with him or marrying him, when he's got as many skeletons in his closet as she does. Makes perfect sense, right? When did you first realize Robyn's true colors? I'm doing a rewatch, and even though I already know what she's all about, it didn't really hit me until Mary casually dropped that Kody said no to having another baby. Wow, Robyn's reaction was something else, so cold, so monotone, so completely devoid of any emotion. I'm talking full-on Ice Queen vibes, as if she was just waiting for the conversation to end so she could go back to whatever it is she does when she's not pretending to care. She was practically holding back a grin, staring off into the distance like she was mentally counting the minutes until she could escape. And let's not forget the subtle vibe that she probably already knew and might have even had a hand in influencing Kody's decision. Seriously, that moment was the moment for me. No more doubt. Robyn has the empathy of a brick wall and the manipulation skills of a master puppeteer. How about you? When did it hit you? Was it during the kiss while Christine was literally in labor? Or maybe when Robyn kept the whole "Kody picked out my dress" thing a secret, until Kody couldn't help himself and blurted it out like a lovesick teenager? She's been a snake from the jump. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and much love to you all.